Hello, it's Lara Joe, SirenSong lover. Let's see what we got today. Hope you're having a beautiful day. If you're in, say hello. If you're not happy, join the club, join the crew. Alright. It's because it's all a trap. Alright. Oh, dealing with people that want it their way. Selfish, stubborn, arrogant, pride, and ego. This feels applicable right now for me personally. I have people wishing to impose their will, and they have no right. So, divine masculine. Or just a bunch of masculines that wish to impose their will, and they have no right. Be secure, confident, boss bitch, career focused. That is what we are. Ghetto superstar. That is what we are. There's been workplace affairs. Let me say that that's confirmation. And that's a trap too. These men out here playing with queen bees, thinking they're gonna trap us while they're having workplace affairs, not realizing that we don't play like that. That is a divine feminine. Okay. Let's see. They are fucked up over here because they got rejected. Okay. Let's see. Trying to enjoy the nice weather. Have to say goodbye. Have to say goodbye. We have to say goodbye to the nice weather. We have to say goodbye to anything that's not providing us with stability. That's all these people wanted, was no strings attached, not realizing that that's not how life works. This person has a sex addiction. Surprise, surprise! And it's gonna be infecting their employment. Bad credit, debt, unemployment. Well, don't dip your waking company ink and you won't have problems. Bad credit, debt, unemployment. There you go. Let's see, what else? Psycho, crazy ex, obsessed, won't let go. Yep, psycho, crazy, ex, obsessed, won't let go. Damn it. Spiritual, chaos, ego death, downward spiral, spiritual awakening. So, dark nights of the soul are caused by ego death. And when people send death magic, sometimes what the outcome is ego death and throws you into the dark night of the soul. Heartbreak. Don't be playing with people that are causing you heartbreak or want you to be a part of that. Okay, let's see. What else? Heartbreak again. Okay. I love how the confirmations, the repeaters come out like that. Let's see. Your wish will be coming true because you were brave enough to walk away from these clowns, players, whatever. People that are wasting your time, your energy. Happily single. Yeah. Happily single, doing you, dating, stress-free, setting goals, career focused. Yes. That is the place to be. Alright, let's see. I know one fell. Oh. Spiritual chaos, ego death, downward spiral, spiritual awakening, and then under that, ghosted, off and on, hot and cold, detached. So, like, what I learned is when people ghost me and they have that hot and cold behavior, it's time to cut loose and let go. I had that happen yesterday. I'm mirroring those around me personally that have done me dirty, because they have addictions, sex addictions, that I will not be a part of. Sorry, go play in someone else's face. I'd rather be happily single than all that. There have been secrets. Secrets are never good, my friend, especially if you're dealing with any kind of betrayals. It's better to walk away and ghost than deal with secrets. Let's see, my way, selfish, stubborn, arrogant, pride, and ego. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Shady lady. Shady for confirmation. Yeah. This person that ghosted you is pretending to be fake busy, which I know is true. For my situation, it's like, yeah. I know you ain't really doing shit. You're just wasting time drinking, getting fed up with the situation, and saying, bye. Let's see. Thug. Thugs need hugs. No, they don't. Side hustle. It's time to be building our side hustles, which is something I've been trying to do personally. Waiting for the returns on that. Sounds like the train's coming. We're gonna hear the train horn in a minute. Moving on, letting go, loving you, free. Yeah. Spiritual gifts. When you start walking away, you start investing in you, you're free, your spiritual gifts will unfold. I watched that happen, like when I finally removed myself from people, places, things that made me small. My spiritual gifts, my intuition came on really heavy. This has left people ashamed, guilt, embarrassed, because they know they're in the wrong. They know they were hurting you. They just want to play in your face, and that's never cool. Bumping heads because they think they know what's right, and they don't. They didn't actually take into consideration what you wanted or needed. Even when you told them. Sure love to hate you, though. It was ridiculous. Self-love. It's time to love yourself first before anyone else, before anything else. Loving again. message. Okay, let's do a love message. Bring that. See. Oh, that love message is too late. They realized way too late. You mattered to them. Always the way of it. You're giving yourself love, and they're realizing now that you were the prize, you were the catch, you were the one, but they didn't want to see it. They left you hanging, no closure, no contact, left on red. Yep. No, thank you. No, thank you. Go lay in that bed you made. You are the queen bee, secure, confident, boss bitch, career focused. And they have a sex addiction. You need to be loving yourself more than they love other things. And let it be their loss when they realize too late that they fucked up. Okay. It is heartbreak. They realize too late. Too little, too late. Too late to apologize. I know, my singing today, and I don't care. Look, it's the fuckage bucket and the field line with where I give no fucks. What in God's name is going on? Alright, well, give me like a few minutes, I'll be right back. Whoever brought you heartbreak, they're not happy. They realize too late. Give me a minute. I'll be back. Hold on. Okay, back. And that took a minute. I had to go take care of some business. Badger, stop whining. Stop. Alright, let's get back into that. What is the energy the collective needs to know for what's going on in their life right now? Let's see. Just for the highest and greatest good of all. Round and round. Okay. Alright. Round and round. Cycles, triggers, and lessons. What do you need to be letting go of? This love message is too late because you already have self-love. So let's get into it. Let's see what else we need. Time to say goodbye. Which, yes, definitely. Okay, because you are Queen Bee, you are secure, you're confident, you're boss bitch, you're career focused. Do not let people that want to dim your shine play on your vine. Family. We have to do with family. Let's see what else. Left you hanging, no closure, no contact, left on red. You had to lean into self-love and say goodbye. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Not happy, and they love and hate you. Well, I'm sorry. Go away. You're hating on me, there's the door. They're hating on you, there's the door. Life is too short to let miserable, unhappy people be in your atmosphere. Karmic lesson and pop the question. I'm going to take that as once you close out that lesson of like what you will no longer accept, you'll find the one to commit to. That's something I've been working really hard on, is closing out the chapters so that I can bring in true love. Don't be coping with your problems. Put the bottle down. I know I talk about that all the time. Or for like me, I was around people that were coping with their problems with the bottle, and I said, yeah, you know what, I'm worth more than you ignoring me while you go get drunk. Because, yeah. I guess that's, for me, the lesson of having to pick too many men up off the floor and it never being worth it. Like those men that I always had to pick up off the floor because they couldn't control themselves. Always left me hanging. So this is leaving them bad credit, debt, unemployed, in cycles. Round and round you go. Triggers and lessons. When you gonna learn? Choose your card. Would you rather be sober and live through life, or would you rather lose everything that you worked so hard for? That was a lesson that like I went through with my ex-husband. I was like, you're going to lose everything you worked so hard for because you can't put the bottle down. And yeah. He blames me for picking up of the bottle. I'm like, no, man, I didn't put that bottle to your lips. I didn't force you to have an affair. You did all that on your own. Ghosted, off and on, hot and cold, detached. You're worth more than that. I'm worth more than that. No, thank you. Fed up. This is me. I'm fed up. You're in the collective, you're probably fed up too. I'm fed up because there's a bunch of prisoners cruising by right now. I'm tired of them fucking being a part of my life. Anyway. Let's see. Illumination, truth, discovery, awakening. Thug. Being too many thugs in our environment, playing on our top. No, thank you. Divine feminine. I heard somebody today, one of the other readers, and he's like, what if the divine feminine and the divine masculine are nearing each other and they just both decided they do not chase, they attract? And I was like, yeah, no, it's against the divine feminine's nature to attract, or to chase, so we will rather sit down, because chasing leaves us feeling like shit. So for us girls, like, I had boys that wanted to be girls, they wanted me to chase them, and I'm like, I don't chase my dog, I don't chase my kids, I don't chase my ex. If you want me to chase you, we're not doing here what you think we're doing. The guy, it was like twin flames, massive regrets, bad credit, debt, unemployed. Yeah. I had guys, they want to be Cinderella and they want me to be Prince Charming, and I was like, I actually was looking back at pictures of one of my exes yesterday, and I was like, he wanted to be a girl so bad, and he wanted a strong man to save him, me being that strong man. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's no. The divine feminine sits in her feminine. If he wants me to chase him or be the strong man and slay the dragon for him, he's got it all wrong. Twin flames. Yeah. Let's see what else we have to say about that. Firestorm. Firestorm. Karma. Drama. Endings. Loss. Mental breakdown. Good. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else that wants to come out with this. Faith, healing, meditation, praying, making sure you're going within, nourishing yourself, replenishing your mind, body, temple. Reckless, love, and sex. Don't be reckless with your love and your sex. Okay. Reckless, love, and sex. Again, coming out. Getting readings. Backstab, pain, cheating, deception, mind games, love bomb. Yeah, no, because there's been secrets. So no. Okay. So they've been fake busy. It's a trap. And your wish is gonna come true. So. And romance. They fumbled the bag when they fumbled you. Hi, Irenia. How are you? Somebody tries to pop the question. It's a trap. Run. I'm here. I'm here. I've been dealing with a Jezebel who's been catching charges, so if that explains how I'm feeling. I'm fed up. That's where I'm at mentally. I'm just fed up, pissed off, tired, over it. Broke. Can't afford shit. Which, whatever. Okay. Let's see. Getting readings. Someone's been getting readings on our situations, except for if you're anything like me, when people try to get readings on me, universe will either give false readings on me and what's going on in my life, or they'll give them info that they can't do anything to impede on. So I know people are getting readings on me, and I'm like, yeah, no, you're either going to get really mad because you're going to hear something you don't want to hear, or you'll get a false reading because spirit protects heavy. Secrets. There's been secrets around romance. This is what it is. It's also why I've stopped letting readers do readings for me, because then that information goes straight back to the people that want to delay my progress. So I've stopped going to readers that normally I let read for me, because I'm like, yeah, no, that's just going straight back to the people I don't want it to. It's been affecting my romance, so no, thank you. I guess that's the whole point, is if somebody wants to know what's going on in my life, they have to come directly to me. Yeah. They left me hanging, no closure, no contact, left on red. Yeah. Part of that's because I'm broke as fuck. Like, I actually did have readers that I like to work with, but now I'm completely broke. That's where we've gotten to. So, like, A, I can't be getting readings. B, like I say, the readers that I was going to that I actually trusted. I had one girl here in town that I trusted. I didn't trust her allegiance. I haven't trusted her allegiance for a long time, but I've watched her, and she played correct to what I thought. So I was like, yeah, every time I come to you, it all goes straight back to the people that want to hurt me. So, and then they get mad when I cut them off, and I'm like, no, man, you were warned not to do that. Or you were warned not to hang around those people because they were bad news, and you didn't listen. And then you had a choice. It was them or me, and you chose them, and that's fine. But don't be mad at me when you chose them and I chose to cut you off. So, yeah, if people want to know what's going on with me, they either have to come directly to me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, we do. And honestly, readers are just confirmation for what you already know or confirmation for what you are feeling. So, like, when you come to a reader, yeah. There's a fine line with that, though, too. Because it's like, yes, the less people know our troubles, the better, except for closed mouths don't get fed. And then people say, oh, well, I didn't know you needed help. But I'm like, I tried so hard. Right now, Zavas Kuma, I'm doing like a general read if you want to tap in. Actual personal reads are paid, but general reads are free. So if you're here and the vibe feels right, you're probably in the right tribe. Legal matters, divorce, property, criminal, paternity, child support, traffic ticket. Are you dealing with legal matters right now? Welcome in, my love. Welcome to the tribe. I'm not normally this subdued. I've been going through it. So, if you're in this tribe and you've been going through it, you're probably in the right place. Oh, okay. Alright, well, let's see what else. Memories and I miss you. Oh, in reverse. Somebody's been going down memory lane. It feels like they miss you or you miss them. Twin flames. Legal ramifications for you or for someone else. And that's something we can always talk about. I do love how you're like, that's not you particularly, but then you say, well, you're doing something that may have ramifications. So it kind of is you. If the shoe fits, it's for you. Okay. Is this having to do with romance and a wish? Okay. So this card is like bad news. I would pause before dropping out. Because there could be bad news, like ramifications farther than you realize. Yeah. Did you work really hard for this position of education and this scholarship? Because if you did, then pause for a minute. Like, breathe. Even if it's like you take a day to just let it sit and rest and think. Just take a day and be like, I'm going to let this percolate for a day. Because what's meant for us will continue to persist us. Yeah. And, well, you have to choose your heart. You have to choose your heart. Like, when people will talk about weight loss, and it's like, well, okay, so let's talk about weight loss for a second. Well, it's hard to eat right, but it's hard if you stop doing any type of weight loss and let that weight build on. So choose your heart. If college is hard, is it worth going through it, or do you give up and then go into working, but now you don't have... Yeah, so it's put your nose to the grindstone, work really hard, because yeah, it's hard now, but you may end up just going into work. I'm going to tell you from this part, it's like, for me, and I can talk about like an education opportunity I missed, and it kind of pissed me off, but then it worked out in the long run. But yes, it's like, it may be hard now, but is it setting you up for better down the road? Right? So it's like, yeah, it may be hard to be in college and studying now, but if that's going to help you live a better life, or if you have children or plan on having children, if that's going to set them up for a better life, do the hard thing now so that you can have it easy later. Yeah. Like for me, okay, so yeah. So it's like, if you know you want kids, like, it's like, do the hard thing now so that your kids and you can have a better life down the road. So for me, like, I had an education opportunity come up. Like, I was on a wait list. I had an education opportunity come up. Except for when it was presented to me. Pardon the burp. Love the confirmation, though, because burps are confirmation for me. I had a 4-month-old when I was presented the opportunity to do an education, and I couldn't take it because my husband at the time wouldn't support me, and I would have been taking care of an 8-year-old, a 4-month-old, and trying to go to school full-time with an unsupportive husband. And so I passed it up. And then I waited too long, and then they stopped offering that program, and now they don't have it at all. And it's like, I wish I had done, well, I don't necessarily, I mean, it worked out that I didn't do it at the time, but it does make me mad, because I'm like, I could have been in a completely different place and had a different education background if I'd done it at that time. Because I didn't realize that I wasn't going to get that opportunity again. It works out, but it's, I also knew, like I say, I had an unsupportive husband. I had a 4-month-old and an 8-year-old. So it was like, I wouldn't have been able to manage it with him attached to me. And the other part of it is that I realized with him, he never wanted me to do better. Like, he wanted me to be good, but never better than him. And when I met him, I was already better than him, so he did every fucking thing possible to make sure I never got ahead. And that's the price I'm still paying 15 fucking years later. Like, I know that's harsh and brutal, my language, but I realized that he always wanted me to be good so I could present his image, but he never wanted me to be better than him. He's doing it now, though, too, still to this day. And it's funny because I'm like, you can't compete where you don't even compare. He's trying to compete with me where he doesn't even compare at all. But because he's, and I know this is going to sound maybe whatever, but because he's a dude, he keeps getting away with it. He keeps oppressing. Yeah, I'm working on those generational curses real hard. And this is the upsetting part of it, too. My kids clung to him. And they're perpetuating him. But I'm like, you don't realize, like, for my kids, I'm like, you don't realize how hard I fought for my freedom. Because even in 2024, I am still considered property. Like, if you look at, like, the history of women, segregation was, outlawed and overruled here before women got rights to vote, own a bank account, like, divorce. So, I'm fighting for, like, my daughters, because my daughters have even less rights than I do. So, unfortunately, they clung to him, and they still do. And I'm like, you girls don't realize, like, I'm fighting for your freedom. And I gave up fighting, because I'm like, you know what? If you're gonna come with me, you'll come with me. Right now, I can't keep clinging to people that want to cling to an outdated pattern of that patriarchal, like, society. So, I've been trying to break it, but it's, those generational curses, they want to cling to you so hard. I'm like, I want nothing to do with it. The irony is, they still keep violating my boundaries and my free will, even though I haven't been near them or touched them in 2 years. Like, I walked away from my family, and I said, okay, leave me alone. They are, and and you know, the problem is my kids embody the same spirit, no matter how much I work on my side, no matter how hard I try, and I've given up trying to save anyone else, because I'm like, you guys want that life? Cool, live in that bed. I like to think about how, like, my brother kept saying, he kept saying, like, about his girlfriend. he's like, oh, if you like her so much, you keep her. And I was like, you know what? You say that about your girlfriend, cool, but I don't like her. I don't want to keep her. You can have her. But they keep wanting to attach to me and cling to me. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want anything to do with you. I don't know how else to say, like, you're not welcome in my life other than what I've freaking done. And they still keep trespassing my boundaries. Like, I'm going to say this part of it. Like, even though I've been away from them, they told me to leave them alone, and I did. I told them to leave me alone, and they didn't. Like, they still have control over my electronics. They are still stealing and redirecting my mail. They're still doing all of this shit. And I'm like, what part of you are violating my free will and my boundaries do you not understand? Of course, the legal system supports him, and they support them, and he's done everything within the legal system to put me in trouble. And I'm like, I hate this patriarchal system. I hate it. And I'm working on it all to rip it down so that women and children and babies can, this again, all having to do with family. Yeah. Like I say, I'm working as hard as I can on my part to make it safe so that women and children, like I say, are no longer considered property. Because actually, since my mom was a narcissist, my whole family is a fucking narcissist. I was the black sheep or the scapegoat or whatever. And now I realize, I'm like, oh, they wanted me sick so that they could place all the blame on me and they could look like the savior. And I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, my family has always treated me like property, so then they actually tried to kill me like I was just property, like I wasn't a real fucking person. And I'm super tired personally of other people exerting their will over me. Like, I deserve to have a seat at the table too. I deserve to have happiness and a good life too. Okay, give me like 2 minutes. I have to run to the restroom, and I'm gonna let my dog out. I think he wants to come out, so give me just a minute. I'll be right back. And I'm gonna try to like regather myself so that I'm not a fucking hot mess. Because I don't like being a hot mess. I don't know. And maybe that's also part of it, is that when I share my story, that means that other people can share their story. I don't know. Okay, I'll be right back. Wait a minute. Actually, I'll leave it going so you guys can hear all the birds. Because, yeah, it actually feels like it's about to storm. This was kind of like a little calm right before the storm. So we'll see. I'll be right back. Okay. Come here, Victoria. Come here, thank you. Here, sir. Come here. I love you. Oh. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I actually had to tell my ex, which I'm sure he loves, because he wants me to be the deadbeat, even though he was never the active parent. I had to tell him today, like, I can't take the kids this weekend. Didn't tell him why, but the reason being, I don't have any money for gas or money for food to feed my kids. And my kids, all they do is come over and fight and are ungrateful and create headaches and heartaches and destroy my house. And I'm like, yeah. They, all of it. Yeah. And so for me, I love that you say that, Irene, because, like, for me, I didn't realize till way after the fact that I had so much witchcraft sent to me, even from my own children. And even from the people in the church that said that they're God-fearing people throwing witchcraft. And, like, I had to learn about black magic, not because I was throwing it, but because it was being thrown on me. And I have plenty of pictures of the sacrifices they've sent me and their destruction and their will to kill me. But like I say, this weekend, I'm like, and they use witchcraft on the courts, and they use witchcraft on law enforcement, and the law enforcement and the courts, they're all part of it too, because they're all parts of secret societies. I had, since 2021, I've had a real crash course in spiritual warfare. And I fucking hate that, because I don't have that in my heart. I didn't know other people did either. And I know that sounds horribly naive, but I literally was one of those people. It's like, I move with a pure heart. And I had to learn real fast about Santa Maria and voodoo and hoodoo and Native American practices that they throw on me. And I'm like, yeah, I would have done anything to protect my family, protect my kids. I think when I realized my own mother was throwing death spells on me with, like, my father, my passed over father, my passed over loved ones, I really started changing how I felt about people, places, things. And, you know, it's funny because I can talk about all the ways that I've seen their witchcraft play out, and people, unless they know about it, they don't know about it. And saying because the people that throw it, they like deny. So, you know, it's funny because I had a voodoo mama or a hoodoo mama that when I said I returned to sender, she got really upset. Oh, you can't do that. That perpetuates the karmic loop. And then I realized that she's putting roots and magic on me. So I do return to sender. And the irony is because she's pregnant. And I'm like, all that magic you sent to me now goes back to you and on to your baby. Yeah. So it depends. You know, I tried sending it back with compassion. I try to do that as much as possible, but as much hate and menace, like as much hate as they send to me, I send it back with full fury. I didn't have nice ancestors, so now when I send it back with the ancestors that are bloodthirsty. They can reap what they've sown to me. I know that sounds harsh and vengeful, but no, like I have a lot of fury in me, but my base default is peace. Like I am a warrior queen at heart, right? So I have that fury underlying, but I'm always going to try to maintain with peace. And then when it's like there's no peace to be found, I'm fighting like I'm the third monkey on the ramp to get to the ark. Like I will be peaceful, but you trespass that, and now I'm going to send the ancestors that want blood, the demons that protect me that want blood, that you provoked, they're coming for you. So I'm not typically one for violence or vengeance. I would rather be peaceful, but if you come over here to disturb my peace because you're a chaotic motherfucker, you're gonna realize you shouldn't have rattled the chains. I know that sounds vengeful, don't really care. I've been pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and then the people turn around and say, oh, she just snapped, she's just crazy. I'm like, no, I was provoked time and time and time and time again when I told you to leave me alone because I was trying to be peaceful. So I don't know. And I have, let me grab a incense really quick because I have some bugs trying to harass me now. Which that's another fun spiritual warfare shit. Which I had to deal with someone yesterday that tried to play in my face. That's the other part. They like lie to me and I'm like, you can't lie. I will find you out. And yeah. Alright, let me grab some incense so I don't get eaten alive. Watch out, Mama. I know you want to come out here, son, but you can't. I do have to laugh at this though. Those big, bad, scary narcissists are very scared of me. Like they literally jump back and they do anything to try to thwart me. And I'm like, oh, that's all the lies you told on me. I'll tell the truth. And then we'll see who's really got the authority. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's where I've come to. Like, I don't ever love talking about this. I don't ever love sharing my heartache, but I'm not alone. I'm not the only one that this is going on with, and I'm so fucking tired of being told to forgive and turn the other cheek and be loving. No, healing is not love and light. Healing is telling a bitch that they fucked up. And my family, my narcissists, they've fucked up. Actually, a lot of people have fucked up and they owe me a lot of money. They owe me a lot of shit. And they're going to be paying because my ancestors are shaking them down like couch cushion change. They're clapping their ass. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Because I'm tired of being... Because this is a really old rage within me. This is that divine feminine rage since the beginning of time of them raping and stealing and leaving us for dead. Like, I know I get really angry, but that's like that rage from the beginning of time that this has been going on to women since the beginning of time. So and it's hard because some days it feels like they've turned me into the monster that they are. And I have fought, I have fought 42 years not to let hate touch my heart. And I hate that I have that in me. And it's also, like I say, they've pushed me too far. My whole entire life, like since before I was born, they've pushed me too far. And I don't know. So when I clap, it's with divine rage. Anywho. I feel like, oh, that may be where I got scratched. My kitty wanted to come out and enjoy outside, and I actually let him out, but he gets very angry when I take him back in. So I don't know if I got bit by something or if I'm reacting to his scratch. Okay. Yeah. Ireneo, I'm fighting for me. I'm fighting for you. I'm fighting for my daughters. I'm fighting for everyone. And I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, let's get out of that. Thank you for coming to talk to me. I appreciate when you come to talk, because then it's like, I know that I'm on the right path, that it's not just me. And I know it's not just me, but it's always nice to have confirmation, I guess. I don't know. Tired of people lying. It's like it takes so much fucking energy to lie. Like, why can't you just be the truth? Like, who are you so afraid of? Like, who are you so afraid of that you have to lie as an adult? And the people that lie, I just move on happily single. I do me, dating, I'm breaking free, like, stress-free, setting goals, career focus. Like, that's what I did with these people. I'm like, you know what, I would rather be single. I'd rather be absent than be in an abusive situation. I know but no, it's true. I would choose abstinence over abuse, because I'm not crying myself to sleep over a stupid boy at night. I had that because I ran into one of my exes yesterday, and his family played me. His family's a bunch of narcissists, and they played me. And then he tried to play me too, like play my face. And I'm like, you knew what would happen if you did what you did. I warned you. I warned you. Tons of times. I come with a warning label. I warn people what happens to their life when they fuck me over. And Irene, you know, that's like the funny thing, like, karma don't play about me. My ancestors don't play about me. And like an example of this was with my kids, when they had come in my house and they were being disrespectful, and one of my cats took a big old Duke. 2 different cats took a Duke in 2 different beds because of disrespect. And the people that received those Dukes got really upset, but I'm like, you were being disrespectful in that animal's house. Like, and when people have my name in their mouth, they physically get harmed too. And I'm like, when are you going to learn that fucking me over is only going to hurt you? These are people that left us hanging. No closure, no contact, left on red. Like, I know what happens to the men that do me wrong. I've watched how their lives play out. Like, it's never good. It's never better. Just like friends that fucked me over. Like, I had a friend who was playing me dirty, narcissistic. She always took more than she ever gave. And then she came up with cancer and has had to have surgery multiple times. And I was like, you knew what energy harvesting off of me was going to do to you, and you were told to stop. Other like men that have tried to energy harvest off me, one ended up in jail for murder because he couldn't handle the energy he took off of me, and it drove him mad. And I'm like, when are you going to learn? You were warned. You were warned not to do this. Too late. Too late and happily single. I don't know. I'm just tired of it. Part of it, like, I was, I think, used by the divine to catch people up in charges, but, like, I'm tired. I want a peaceful life. Leave me the fuck alone. Pay me my money. Leave me the fuck alone. Treat me right. And that was the other part with this ex yesterday. He and his family wanted to use me, like, use my gifts for free and not compensate me. And then when they weren't getting the results they wanted, they went and they threw magic on me. Well, that mama that threw magic on me, his mom, they have a grandbaby coming. And I'm like, do you realize, and I warned them, I go, do not do what you're doing, because it's not going to hit me, it's going to hit your grandbaby. And they didn't listen. And I'm like, and that was a grandbaby I actually predicted coming in. I predicted that coming in. And then, like I say, the grandma wanted to throw magic on me because she was a jealous psycho cunt. And I'm like, that grandbaby is going to be the one that gets your karma. You should have been careful when you played with me, and you should have treated me right, and you should have paid me. Because your grandkid's paying for that now, and will be for life until you come correct. So, you know, I know who I am. I know what happens when people fuck over. And I know what happens when they don't pay me. So I've been telling people to pay me, and they're like, no, we don't have to. And I'm like, oh, man. All right, these are people dealing with sex addictions and any kind of addictions, that Jezebel spirit. It's like, yeah, you know what? You give that up. When I talk about giving up addictions, I'm like, give it up, because otherwise you're going to be losing your family. These are also workplace affairs, which is very applicable with my situation. Anywho, let's see what else we have to say. Oh man, if you can please give love, greatly appreciative. I need to be able to eat. I need to be able to feed my ancestors my habits. I was thinking about that today. I'm like, fuck, I haven't been able to feed my ancestors because they can't fucking feed me. So Cash App is SirenSong Lover. Capital S Siren, capital S Song, capital L Lover. For anyone, if you've been in and you've taken my work, or you've had good energy off of me, paying me is greatly needed. Otherwise, blessings start falling apart. I know that's, you know. I've had a lot of copycats too, like stealing shit from me, and I'm like, yeah, that's cursed. Anything you take from me that you did not earn rightfully is cursed. So you better pay, or you're going to pay. Okay. Memories. Yeah, memories. Alright. Oh, man. Alright. See if there's anything else in here. Okay. Karmic lesson. A lot of people are learning karmic lessons. This is the year of karma. 2024 equals out to 8. It's the year of karma. So people are learning. They can't just do what they want to do. They can't just get away with it, because there are consequences, there are costs, there are ramifications to their bullshit. They were warned. Ghosted, off and on, hot and cold, detached. I know that was a ramble. That was a side rant. Okay. Pop the question. It looks like people are wanting to come forward and bring offers, but you can't do it if they're inconsistent. Something with me too. I'm like, if you can't keep that consistency, we don't have a way to work. Like, bye. Memories. Alright, let's see if there's anything else up in here. Oh, I may end up switching decks, I think. Okay. Family. Yeah. Well, we already know. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to pull into... Oh, man. If I could show this guy, I don't know if it'll come across well or not. Definitely feels like we are about to get in some heavy storms. Alright, on the bottom of the deck, 3 of Swords. So there's been betrayals, heartbreaks, deception, which we know. It's in the atmosphere. If you're in my tribe, it's the vibe. Let me just check one thing. Checking to see if I got a message from my biggest backstabber to see what his vibe is on the information I gave him today. Venmo, I'm pretty sure is SirenSong Lover. Maybe not. Or do you still have my Venmo from last time, or do you need me to give it to you, love? If that's what you're asking. I think it's the same as Cash App. It's SirenSong Lover with capital S. Okay. Okay, so Six of Cups. We're needing to, this goes back to that memories, like that reviewing, that's that nostalgia, going back and reviewing what we need, thank you, what we need to let go of, what we need to continue on with. You know, everything is, they always say it's a blessing or a lesson, and honestly, even lessons are blessings because it's what you'll never tolerate again. So, like, for me, it's like, it's left us in that Four of Cups. So it's like, now when I look back and I get that nostalgia, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm never going to let anybody treat me like that ever again. I love when people are like, you're so cold. No, we've played that game. Eight of Wands, there's messages coming forward. And Ace of Pentacles. So getting that financial abundance after all of this. Chariot, this could be dealing with a Cancer or just swift motion. That swift motion coming forward of what we are getting, what we desire. So Eight of Wands again popped out. Let's see. Who knows? I've stopped giving spiritual advice to like even the people closest to me that I love the most. So like my children, I rarely give out like free spiritual advice to people that were in my life that had full access and abused it. And I had given that message to one of my children. I was like, hey, if you don't feed your ancestors, they won't come when you call them. So that was like a important lesson that I had to impart to her. And she didn't really get the lesson because she did, like, she starved me off again. And I'm like, yeah, that's smart. So, I don't know. Like, you can't starve your mother and you can't starve your ancestors because then they won't be available when you need them for your beck and call. Nine of Swords is escaping that mental imprisonment, saying, you know what, no more. We can't do this anymore. We gotta let that go. Closing out those chapters of betrayals, being stabbed in the back. And it's a mental process. You are letting yourself go. It's like that higher knowledge of saying, you know what, no more. No more. The Lovers, Gemini energy. That's the twins. That's soulmate energy. So I love that. Let's see if that's coming in for us. And you know what? If we're getting Ace of Pentacles, we probably are bringing in Lovers. We are probably bringing in that happily ever after because we need somebody to share it with. That was one of the lessons. I've also, okay, the World. Closing out those generational chapters, closing out those cycles. One of the things that like I had to learn because I'm like a giver, and Eight of Cups on the bottom here. So Eight of Cups, like closing out those chapters, saying, you know, I've done all the work I can. There's nothing else here that I can do. I'm out. So one of the hardest lessons, I love Four of Wands on the bottom. Okay, Four of Wands. So we've done the hard work. We gotta keep moving. One of the hard lessons I had to learn was that when my life fell apart, I noticed who didn't stay around to help rebuild. So, and I noticed who made my life harder when my life was already hard. So the beautiful lesson is, because, you know, Spirit won't give you your blessings if there's someone around you that will take them from you. So that's been one of the hardest things is like, even the people that I love, like I love you the most, but when I was already having a hard time, when I was already down at my lowest, you made my life harder. So when I'm good and I'm setting my table and I'm not going to invite you to eat dinner because I saw what you did when I was already having a hard time. And no thank you. Okay, Six of Pentacles, balancing our finances, bringing in our happiness. That goes back to being happily single and just saying, you know what, I would rather, this sounds selfish as shit, but I'm like, I would rather focus on making money than finding love or entertaining gardens that are just poisonous fruit. So Six of Cups, or Six of Pentacles. watering yourself, because Three of Pentacles, you've been put in financial imbalance. And yes, that's like, for me, these were people that when it got really hard, all they did was take and take and take. That was the boyfriend yesterday that I ran into. He tried being like, how are you doing? And I was starving. I was hungry. My bank account balance was in the negative. And because this is how I make money, and I'm not making money, I'm not able to book readings, which is hard because it's like, yeah, I need positive energy, but it's like when I'm depleted, I can't produce. But I ran into him and he asked how I was, and he was part of those that when I was already at my lowest, he put me even lower, and I was not kind. And I actually was kind in the fact that I didn't tell him fully what I wanted to say, because if I fully said what I wanted to say, he probably would not be mentally in a good spot. Like, I said enough, but I didn't give him the full regalia. So, just because I know my temperament, and I know mentally how he is, and if I had truly told him everything I felt or wanted to say, he would not have been able to mentally get back from that. He and his mom played in my face, though. I don't know. There's so much. Okay. Let's see what else we have to say. Okay. I know I'm talking a lot of shit today, but yeah, I was not doing well yesterday when I ran into him, and I hadn't seen him in a month, and my situation has gotten worse since then. And like I say, I said part of what I wanted to say, but I didn't say the full thing. If I had truly unleashed, he probably would have, like, he already has some mental health problems and some rage problems, and if I truly said what I wanted to say, either A, he probably would have gone cuckoo, bananas, crazy, and ended up in the hospital, or he would have snapped and hurt his mom, because he has a lot of rage towards his mom too. And I'm like, you left me, the woman you love, to go back to a woman that you hate, like a coward. And he said, because when I had said, like, I had said a while ago, I go, this was ill-advised for us today. I knew I didn't want to date you. I did it against my better wishes, and then it turned out like a shit show. But you told me you were strong enough to take it or handle it or be that person, and you weren't. And I go, he's like, well, I loved you. I go, you don't, and this is where it gets kind of fucked up. But it was like, I told you I was in a hard spot, and you left me for dead on the floor. You go, you don't do that to someone you love. And then he had a panic attack and laid down on the floor to try and calm himself. But I walked out the door. I said what I had to say. I walked out the door, and I was like, have a nice life. Because you left me when I needed you the fucking most. You left me on the floor for dead. And you already knew what the score was. You knew what my situation was. You were told that you can't do that, that that's going to bring horrible karma on you. Yeah. I did send him a text afterwards, but again, I didn't say everything I wanted to say. Because if I did... Yeah. He don't look so good, though. I haven't seen him in a minute, but he didn't improve, and he definitely didn't get out of... Yeah. He definitely didn't... For the job he hates, right? We've known each other for 7 months. This is a job he hates, and he feels like he's a slave to it, yet he's still there. And he lives with a mom he hates. Like, he went back to a mom he hates. He kept running back to her, like, taking all my knowledge, my resources, my love, and going back to her. And I'm like, so wait, you love me, but you go back to a mom and a job you hate. And honestly, his mom hates him too. That's the other part of it that I could have said. Like, his mom hates him too. She said that to me. So I'm like, you're really going to be mentally fucked up when your mom abandons you and your family abandons you because his family don't like him. So I'm like, man, you're really going to need to lay on that floor. You're really going to have a hard time when your world crumbles. But I gave you a chance and you fucked that up because you're too lazy and immature. He wanted to be Cinderella and he wanted me to be Prince Charming. I actually, like, he's very feminine. And I'm like, yeah, no, you wanted me to be the man. And I told you that that's not who I am. Like, I am the divine feminine. And you couldn't. So, you know, I'm done dating boys that want to be girls. Yeah. He's, his world is about, actually his whole family's world is about to fucking crash down. And like I say, because they have a newborn coming. And they're all karmic ass motherfuckers playing in witchcraft. And I'm like, playing around with the law, playing around in secret societies and cults. And I'm like, you do not realize that, baby, your whole fucking life is cursed. And especially because you did me dirty. Have a nice day. Have a nice fucking day. Yeah. I do get worried though, because like I say, along my adventures, I had a man who played with me and I told him not to, and then he ended up snapping and killing someone. So I know what happens. Like I say, I know what happens when people do me dirty. It never ends well. Like, they either go crazy or they get locked up for all of their bad behaviors. Now the guy that went crazy and snapped and killed someone, I saw that coming, and I spoke that, and no one listened to me. Sadly enough, too, he was a contractor who was referred to me, and the company that referred him, I said, hey, this man's not right in the head, he's crazy, he's going to hurt someone, and they told me, oh, it's in the, they thought I was the one who perpetuated it. I was like, no, I didn't ask for him to do all that shit to me, but they gave him a pass, they continued to put him in clients' homes, and I'm like, so when he snapped and killed someone, I sent the mugshot picture. I called the person who let this motherfucker into my house. It's not just him, like there were multiple contractors like that, but I called that person and left her a message saying, hey, he's crazy, he was dangerous, you let him in my house. I warned you over a year ago, and I sent him a picture. I sent her a picture of his mugshot. But again, these are people, oh, you need to let bygones be bygones, and that's so unfortunate for you. And I'm like, what if it was you? Or what if it was your mom, or your sister in Christ, or your daughter, or your husband, or your son? It's okay for it to happen to me, but if it were you or your family, you would outrage. But since they let it happen, like, then they also are not going to be surprised when it happens to them. Death. Endings. Yep. And that can be rebirth. That can be ego deaths. That's the other part. So, Irene, I love this because what people don't realize is, like, they'll send death magic, and they've sent a ton of it to me, and I can talk about that all day long, but they don't realize that sometimes it's just an ego death. Like, they want something horrible to happen to me. It's funny because I've watched them send me car accidents, and then they get car accidents, and I'm like, yeah, I know where that came from. But they'll send it to me and they don't realize it's just an ego death. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, cool. Now I've just changed and ascended, and I no longer identify with that. You didn't hurt me. You actually helped me ascend. The more pressure you put on me, the bigger I got. Okay, 10 of Cups. Once we end those cycles, 10 of Cups, we bring in happiness, love, wish fulfillment. It's all those people also trying to get me caught up, trying to get me injured, hurt, dead. And it's like, now while I go on to live my best life, they'll be watching it from a prison cell or from their cell phone. Yeah. None of that. I wanted everybody to get along. I wanted happiness for everyone. Okay, so judgment is here. Judgment is here. It's been called in the spiritual court. We get to sit in our Empress energy. That Earth Mother, divine, fertile. Alright, let's see what that is. Okay, Empress again. Alright, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, well, they've, like I say, I told you how I had that friend that siphoned off me and now she's had cancer. And her life keeps getting worse. And I'm like, she's just one of many. Many, so many. And I came to heal, I came to help, and nobody liked what I was saying because even though I was right on, they wanted to deny. And now they're sitting in their shit. And I'm like, it didn't have to be like this. Just because you chose to be an asshole in the past doesn't mean you always have to choose to be an asshole. And I was not the one or the two. So, yeah. I get it. Yeah. 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 Yep. Yes. So I have whole groups. Like I say, I have whole groups, whole communities. I have a huge corporation investing so much money in making me stop. They don't get to supersede my free will or the divine creator's free will. Like, they all want to stop me, but I'm like, eventually they'll run out of money. That's why there's a difference between divine time and demon time. Because demon time is like, it has to happen right now. Divine time is like, once they've exhausted themselves and caught them a case, or they caught themselves death, that's when we get divine time. Which is, I'm so tired. I wish these motherfuckers would run out of resources so that I can finally live in peace. No. Do not ever feel guilty about that. They know what they did, and they didn't have a right at all. So do not feel guilty. They should never have thrown hands on you. So so there are 4 super karmic signs. And karmic, not necessarily that they're karmic, but like for me, so I'm a Libra. It's Libra, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Capricorn. And I actually have kind of a funny relation to that. But so Libra, it's like, I am the last test. If you fuck me over, the divine's going to clap your ass. So when I come in and I give, like, my kindness, people think it's like they take it for weakness. I was like, no, I was kind because I'm mercy. If you fuck me over, your last stop, like your next stop is hell. Like addiction, jail, death, karmic situations. Like my kindness is not weakness, that's mercy, because what comes after me is your life is complete. You will know what hell is. It's not fun. I don't love it. I wish people would stop testing me, because I'm like, you're testing God, and God's got time. God's got resources. God's got, you know, and I don't say God, like when I say God, like that's like universal creator, not like God, like the Christian belief of God. Yeah. Okay. You get it? So, Jesus. I don't know what's going on with my dog. Hold on. Where are you going, boo? Oh, are you chasing a squirrel? Okay. So Taurus is that like very enlightenment. That's like your inner world. That's like higher knowledge, like tapping into that God source knowledge. It's the other side of Venus. like the earth material side of Venus, so. Whew. Very grounded is what you got going on there, Irenia. Have we talked about like all of the big three? Have I talked about what those placements mean before with you, or do you want me to? Or does anyone in the chat want me to talk about the big three and what they mean? So Three of Swords, that's, again, betrayals, heartbreaks, pain, deception, third parties is when I see. Okay, so no, I haven't talked about it, or do you want me to talk about it, or do you want to talk about that through Discord with, I can tell you what your big three mean. Okay. Do you want me to talk about it here, or do you want me to talk about it elsewhere, I guess? Because I love to talk about it, I love to educate. So if you don't mind being an example. Okay, so Virgo, that's like what you present to the outside world. So that's your sign. That's what you present to the outside world. So that's like very stable, self-preservation. You have like that grounded approach, methodical. Think like Knight of Pentacles. It's like very sure of your step. Just like when you call judgment on someone, as Virgo being your sun sign, like first off, that's Hermeticism. That's like going within. And very solitary, but very enlightened, very knowledge. You have that lantern that you carry with you. Taurus also being very grounded. That's Hierophant. That's higher knowledge. So not only do you have like how to heal yourself, you also have that higher knowledge, like source to God, and it's also earth energy. So very stable, very grounded, very methodical, slow moving. So Venus, that's like, so air sign Venus would be Libra. So like I'm the counterpart that way. But the masculine side of it, so air sign Venus would be High Priestess. So the counterpart to that being the Hierophant. So that's like that masculine, like very material gains. And that's your inner world. So like you're tapped in, tuned in to source, God, intuition, inner world. And Aries, that's your Aries rising. That's like who you are when no one's watching, or who you're supposed to be in this lifetime. So kind of both together. So Aries is like leader, emperor energy, but it can also be very impetuous, kind of fast moving, childish. Think like flash pan fire. So it's kind of like you have some beautiful earth, some of that super grounded in the big three. That Aries side of it, though, you got to watch that you don't set the earth on fire. Give me a moment, please. Baby boo, come here. Do not be eating grass right now. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Are you coming back up? Okay. Come on. Come on, handsome. You coming? Okay. Hopefully that made sense. I know I had to hop out for a second because my dog was eating grass and he got sick. Like a ding dong, because that's what he does. I don't normally, like, we haven't been coming out to sit outside often. So let me know if that resonates for you. If that makes sense. If that fits. If you're like, oh shit, how did you know? That's the other part. I have a lot of non-believers where they're like, I don't believe in astrology. And I'm like, you know who knows about and believes in astrology is the 1%. The elite know, because that's our character type. That's like our qualities. So if you really want to know how to play the avatar that you're in, it's tapping into your birth chart and knowing your character, like your strengths, your weaknesses, everything like that. So, the other part of it, yeah, yep. So there you go. You know, I was raised by, okay, so as the Libra, right? Because we're like the best friend zodiac. We get along with everybody. But the problem is that when we're known as being passive aggressive, and what it is that those aren't bad qualities, baby. That is not bad qualities at all. We can talk about it. Because what we consider like defects are not defects. They're our strengths. It's the things that we dislike the most that are actually like our best attributes. Like the OCD, no, that's like you're methodical. You think through that problem until you know it forwards and backwards. The stubborn, that's like you're a bull for the things that you love the most. And that impulse, like we are meant to seize the day. So don't ever look at it like, oh, these are horrible. No, baby. My brothers were Virgos. My father was a Taurus, and I gave birth to fire signs. I am the mother of dragons. And yeah, so no, those are like, all of your signs, I'm like, I know them inside and out because I've lived with them my whole entire life. It's also though, like some of those signs, there are some signs that I'm like, I will never date. Ever. Because I know their quirks. Or actually, I probably would date them because I do know their quirks. But then I'm also like, no, I won't date them because I know their quirks. And I'm like, that's a no for me. Like one sign that is permanently banned from my club is Leo. Leo is always banned. Don't fucking care. Like you say you're a Leo. There's the door, bitch. I know that sounds awful. I know we have Leo in all of our... Like, we have every placement in all of our charts, but some people are heavier on it than others. But I see a Leo sun, and I'm like, that was the ex yesterday. He's a Leo, and one of the things he said, he's like, oh, I'm just a dumb kid. Well, a while ago. Oh, I'm just a dumb kid, and I'm lazy. And I'm like, you don't have to be. You choose that. So, I actually like Gemmies. I don't know why, and I understand why you don't get along with Geminis. We can talk about that. I get it. Most people don't love Geminis. Me personally, I love Geminis. I have a weird dynamic with Scorpios, and I'm keyed to be with Scorpios. Like that's like my other half, kind of a thing. Like my counterpart energy, but they also, like, there are times that I want to hold their head underwater until they learn, because they're very stubborn. I'm also one of those. So on the bottom is Ace of Cups, so we will be getting love, I promise. Ace of Pentacles, bringing in money. Yeah, so for me, I was raised by a Leo. My mom was a narcissist, fucking psychotic, evil bitch. I fucking hate that woman. And I don't use the word hate very lightly. And I mean, like, I love her enough, but at the same time, I'm like, we've carried through lifetimes where she's done spell work and evil tomfool fuckery on me. So anytime I see a Leo... My son's dad was a Leo, and even though I raised my son completely as a single mom, put myself through school, like made something of myself, didn't have a dime of fucking help from him or, my family, and my son's raised, grown, cool fucking kid, even though we don't talk, and that's the family. My mom turned my son against me. His dad still blames me to this day for leaving him, even though he was a drug addicted, cheating, narcissistic son of a fucking bitch. He blames me. And I'm like, I raised that kid completely. He turned out to be an amazing, intelligent, talented, beautiful kid, and you blame me? You're the one that skipped out. Fuck you. And then, like I say, that last dude that wrecked my train wreck was a Leo. So anytime I see a Leo, I'm like, don't. I know this is just a lot of chatting about personal life shit, which I guess is partly what I am and what I do. I talk about the things that are happening in my life, and so other people can say, yep, no, I get it, or so justice, we're bringing in justice, which is Libra energy. Those scales have to be balanced. We can't deal with these motherfucking narcissistic assholes our whole life. I know that was a lot of profanities, don't care. We can't deal with them our whole life. Justice has to be served. So like I say, my mom was a Leo. She ruined it for me. She ruined it for everyone. My baby daddy is a Leo. They ruined it. I'm like, yeah, you can. Anytime I hear Leo, I'm like, you can. No. Yeah, I am too. I'm beyond ready for myself. Okay, High Priestess. We are sitting in that tapped in. So for the Hierophant, for your moon sign, the opposite would be the High Priestess, the feminine side of that. Knowing that we have everything we want, need, and desire, highly intuitive. It's within our grasp. It's within our environment. Being tapped into intuition. Daughter of Swords. So this is Page of Swords. No longer dealing with those people that leave us feeling like mind games, like tomfool fuckery. We have to walk away from them. If they're playing mind games, we say, no way. We are not in high school anymore. Like, the mean girl route is not for us. That's a little bit of interpretation of birth charts. As far as when we get into like the houses and stuff, that's not as much my specialty. It's some of the stuff I like hack through if I need to. So if you really wanted to know about all that stuff, we could probably wade through that together, if that makes sense. Okay, so your Venus in Leo, let me tap into that for a second. Because I think like my Venus is in Scorpio. And that's like what we need to overcome for like our love, like our happiness. So for me, like my Venus being in Scorpio, I have to embrace my darker nature. So like your Venus being in Leo, you would probably have to embrace like that that's like the darker sides of Leo, if that makes sense. So that very self-gratifying, like maybe not as motivated. And I'm gonna guess actually, so that probably adds to like your Virgo OCD. It's like in our love, like what we're Venus, like I say, that's kind of like attached to love. That's attached to like our home life and like how we see our love. So probably part of your Venus being in Leo and having a Virgo sun, it's like you probably feel less OCD in your love. You probably feel like more like the male line, like that prideful, like I get everything I want and need. And hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if any of that resonates or if I just completely hit off the mark for that, but that's kind of what I gather from my own experience with my Venus and like with my own struggles and my own birth chart placements. So let me know. That may have been completely out. You're like, or that may have been completely on. You'll have to give me feedback on that because alright, let's see. Okay, Hierophant. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Because we were just talking about Hierophant. So Hierophant, tapping in to that higher knowledge. Yeah. So it's using that Virgo OCD to interpret how you need to bring forth your happiness and love. Because like whatever our shadow side is of our signs and our placements in our birth chart, we need, like, our job in this life is to unlock those so that we can be balanced, happy. So while people don't want to do the work, they want like an instant fix, it's like, well, that's our job to fix it ourselves in this lifetime with the tools that we're given and with the lessons we're given and with the everything we're given. So it's part of bringing that, like, yes, it isn't what you want at the moment, but what do you envision it being? In your heart of hearts, what do you envision that perfection being? And then start putting in the work for it. And we don't realize, like, when we set our heart on something, the universe will deliver it, first off. Second off, we don't realize, like, every day we're working towards the little tiny goals. So it's like every day, like, once we are aware of it and are conscious, because our subconscious is 95% and our conscious is only 5%. But once you dig it up from the subconscious and you make it conscious, then you actually start manifesting it in your outside world, instead of letting those hidden rule your subconscious. So it's kind of, so I'm like an overthinker on everything. But it's also one of those that, like, once you recognize the pattern, you can also start correcting the pattern. And you don't have to be perfect on that, because, like, my ex would say, oh, you're living in the past or you're dwelling on the past. No, it's pattern recognition. And once I recognize that there's a pattern, I can start correcting it. And 95% of our stuff is like the iceberg under the water. All you see is the tip. But once you actually start exposing more of that iceberg, it's like, okay, how do we either change course, or, you know, because you can't chip away the iceberg, but what you can do is, once you see the iceberg, think of like the Titanic. I know I use all kinds of weird metaphors all over the place, but hopefully they fit. But it's like, once you see that iceberg, you can divert the course so you don't maintain damage. So, like, when we know what our dark side is of a certain characteristic of our chart or our life, then we can start working on how do we choose better for ourselves. You don't have to be like, yes, we have a past, but it's, do you do better once you know better? We're all human, we're all learning, we're all growing. Anyway, Hierophant, we're tapping into that higher knowledge. 9 of Swords, we are releasing ourselves from those mental imprisonments of the past, of mind games, of pain. 5 of Cups, we've been left out in the cold emotionally. We have to choose different. Son of Wands. So I know we had talked before about, like, that Sagittarius. So Son of Wands, that's Knight of Wands. That's dealing with people, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, that it's like that player energy. They're using too much wand energy. So we don't want to invest in people that aren't, they're here for a good time, not a long time. We don't want to invest in those. So anybody that's being a player, or like, say, Knight of Wands, like the spreading it everywhere, no thank you. You're worth more than that. I'm worth more than that. Ace of Swords, using that logical decision. Ace of Swords is like, yes, this is logic. We have to do this. Cutting off anything that is not for you. So, yeah, hopefully, maybe. Let me know if it resonates. Just doing a quick check in here. Ooh, thank you, Irene. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You don't even know how much that helps, girl. Thank you. Ooh. That helps incredibly. Oh. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is that? It's been that long since we talked about Venmo that I have seen. So, thank you. Oh, man. Okay. You like it helps. It helps more than you can imagine. ironically, I just got an email, or I got an email that kind of ties back to something that's been going on in my life. That's funny. Okay. So, yesterday's fun rabbit hole was realizing how much medical misconduct and fraudulent activity has been going on around me in regards to myself, my family, and the corruption in this town that I live in with the healthcare that I had before. So the email that I just got goes back to like my medical records and some other fraud and corruption. So I was just like, oh, well, that's funny, because that was yesterday's theme, and then here we go today reinforcing some stuff about that. And I know that sounds probably hella cryptic, but, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's like right on for what goes on in my life. So, highly intuitive creature, and they try to play, right? So as a Taurus, you'll know this. And so for me, for my big three, I have water in my big three. So not only, like, I'm trying to think about it. All of my big three. So I love that I talk about it and then you can confirm it. So this is going on, right? And I would love to talk about what happened with that situation. But, so like highly intuitive, especially like my big three are all major intuition signs. So when people try to fuck over me, yes, oh my gosh. Okay, what do you do in the medical field? I love that. Like, I love that. So when I talk about medical stuff, you won't get completely lost. You'll know you're in the right place, because I worked in the medical field for a long time too. I actually have started talking on that, is that, okay, so I used to work in the hospital as a CT tech aide, and then I was an x-ray tech, and then I worked as a mammographer. And I'm starting to realize, like, the doctors, because I worked for an outpatient group, but they rotated through the hospital, and realizing how corrupt those doctors are. And like, okay, so just a little backtrack for a second. Mammography, which is what I worked in, which was the lowest paying in all of medical imaging. We were the second lowest paying. The lowest paying was x-ray, and the next above that was mammo. Except for, it was the most regulated, mammography is the most regulated exam in the whole entire medical field. And because it's the second highest malpractice practice, so like our mammo rads were always on your ass, but we didn't get paid. Now mind you, this isn't to be cocky, this is just knowing my skills. I was a really good fucking mammo tech, and I was really on top, and I was super hardworking, but it got to the point where it's like the doctors were miserable, the patients were miserable. It was just, it bred a very unhappy environment. Yeah. Yes. Or the doctor talks them into it, and it's like they should never have had that. So like for mammography, I had a doctor in particular who was a hack, but she would intentionally underdiagnose breast cancer, and her colleagues knew, and they would allow it to slide. And this doctor who also did like my mom's biopsy, and I told my mom, now mind you, I didn't like my mom, but I also wanted her to have really good care. Like I don't care if I don't like you, like you're going to get really well taken care of. And if I'm your tech, or if I'm involved in your care in any way, like you are going to be well taken care of. I can talk about how the people that I didn't love, I was the only one, or like I loved them, but you know, they had done me dirty. I was the only one that would show up and actually take good care of them and make sure that they were treated humane. But so my mama ended up on this breast surgeon's table for biopsy, and I said, Mom, do not, because the doctors, I think they switched, so there was supposed to be another doctor, and then I found out it was this doctor. She did over 5 samples on my mom's breast. Like, she completely fucking mutilated my mom's breast. And then when she actually had to have surgery to remove that cancer, because my mom had such a huge hematoma, they missed part of the cancer and had to go back and do surgery 2 weeks later. And I told my mom, I'm like, do not get on that table with that doctor. And she didn't listen. But I was like, this is a doctor who's known for intentionally fucking people up. And her colleagues let it go. There's also, yes, there are a lot of elective surgeries, a lot of money-making principles that I'm like, this is such a fraudulent waste. And instead of actually putting any stock in what the people are saying, they just do it. So when karma hits, there have been a lot of people that fucked me over that owe me a lot of money and a lot of apologies. So that's gonna be a fun one. The rabbit hole yesterday was the doctor's office that is paid for by a huge corporation that intentionally did some shady things behind my back with some other shady people here in proximity. So that was a fun rabbit hole yesterday. I was woken up before 7 o'clock yesterday morning with that on my heart, like going back to reviewing questions. That was fun. And then I had a prophetic dream about it, and I was like, this is a big snake's nest that I kicked yesterday. So I don't know if any of that makes sense, or yeah. I'm sad to see the hospital system is fucked up, because like, here's the other side of that coin, is the amount of medical gaslighting that these professionals are doing to people that have no idea what's the best decision or what's going on that they need the proper care for. And I speak to that also because I've had the medical system gaslight me, and I worked in the medical field for 15 fucking years. I knew what I was talking about, and still had doctors gaslight me, and I pushed for them to do better. And then ironically, I was dead right on. So that's the other part, is if they're gaslighting people that know what the fuck is going on, what are they doing to the people that don't know what the fuck is going on? That's what's sad. That's what's scary. That's what pisses me off. Like, they're gaslighting me, but I know what's going on. So what the fuck are they doing to everyone else? That's upsetting. It's like in the realty field. They tried doing some gaslighting on me with that. And I'm like, wait, if you're doing this to me, what are you doing to your regular clients? And yeah, well, you know, somebody had made a good point a week or two ago. It's like Bayer has been, I think it was Bayer, one of those that has been around for 100+ years, yet they haven't found a cure for anything. Of course, consumers for life. They want consumers for life. They want patients. They want consumers. So they will continue to make us sick. That's also why they don't want us doing energetic healing. So that's where it's ironic, because I was in Western medicine for the longest time. And now I've moved to like energetic healing, and that way, because that is how we heal ourselves. We heal energetically. Not through a surgical intervention, not through medicine, not through any of that, because how many side effects do medicine have? And honestly, like, once I came off of medicine and once I started finding alternative healing, I feel better than I ever did on medicine. So I don't give a fuck about money. I give a fuck about people being healthy. So that's where these big corporations, they're going down, because they can no longer be about money. It actually has to be about taking care. So that's part of my fight, like I say, is reform and or complete restructure. Like, no, we need to be, and here's the thing that bothers me. If you don't, like, I love talking about this stuff, so we can talk about it as long as you want to. But yes, 1,000%, please. And I'm going to tell you, once I stepped out of medical, and it was really hard to do, once I stepped out of medical and stepped into holistic, life completely fucking changed. I'll actually show you a picture of what I looked like when I came out of the medical field and I was heavily medicated. I'll show you that. And then you can see what I look like today. But I'll show you what I was when I was super heavily medicated, super indoctrinated into that. Can you see that, Irenia? So you can go from, as I completely come out of it, and I'll show you another one. This was right before my spiritual journey started. So I am telling you, I went from depressed, medicated, alcohol addiction, suicidal, like heavily medicated, drinking, everything, from this to this. This is stepping out of the medical field and being holistic. So yes, complete night and day difference. You can do it too. If you want, I can stand up and show you the full effect of what holistic looks like on me and energetic healing. And my love, did I send you my Discord? If not, I can send you my Discord if you're on there. And I have a book that goes through emotions, or if you want, I can go grab that book. If you want to drop down an ailment, and I can go grab the holistic book and I can read it for you if you want. Because it's emotions. Our bodies hold on to the reticular cellular memory, and we keep doing it until we release those emotions. So again, it's not about taking a pill, it's going to the root and healing the wound. And like I say, if you want, I can go grab that book, and I can, if you want to put an ailment, and I can read through I can read through it. Or if you want, I can grab the book and read through one of the ailments that I had. I'll drop it. Okay. And like I say, I have that book, and I can take pictures and send it to you. So when I get that book out, and people are always like, oh my gosh, it's like they see me. And I'm like, I know. Because that was what happened when I read that book, when I've had a history of IBS my whole life. And when I went to the doctor, and he's like, you have to get your mind right. And I'm like, what the fuck? Can't I have a pill? Like, please, can't I have a pill? And then when I found this book and I picked it up and I started reading through the emotions of IBS, and if you want, like I say, I can grab it and read it. I was like, oh shit. Because what it is our body holds on to it. That's part of my process too. Like, my body was holding on to all of that heaviness. And also, I've noticed, like, my Leo ex-boyfriend that I talk about, that I ran into, I noticed that I was starting to eat poorly again. Okay. I will go grab the book. Pick an ailment that you want me to read for you, and I would love to. Okay? If you want me to do IBS, since that's something that I struggle with, I would love to read that for you. So give me like 2 minutes, and I'll go grab the book. I'm going to empty my tank really quick while I'm in there. And then I'll read some for you, okay? Okay? And we can all learn together. Anybody that wants to know about any ailments, if you want, I'm going to grab a book that talks about the emotions of it. If you want to hang around, if you want to drop your ailment, I can read that for you. It's a beautiful resource. It's hard to hear at first, but once you actually, like, come to terms with it, once you come to terms with what it is and you go, oh, okay. So give me just a few moments. I'll leave you with my companion Badger Boo. He'll keep you company for a minute. I'll be right back, my loves. Handsome. I know you heard everybody get fed. No. Hold on. Okay. So first off, I brought out a sound bowl. And this is kind of having to do with our reproductive organs. Excuse me. So being that we have problems down in IBS and PCOS, I grabbed a sound bowl to help kind of clear out some of that energy. And then I will read from the book. Okay. So this is having to do with our sexuality, our identity, like the shame, the guilt that we've been programmed, indoctrinated into. And when I talk about emotions and health problems, it's our reticular cellular memory that holds on to that. It's ingrained in us. It really is generational trauma and patterning. So when you start releasing the energy, what the fuck with this guy? When you start releasing the energy and the emotions within the body, you start releasing, okay? So take a big breath in and blow it out. Do you want IBS, PCOS, or the optic nerve? As like I say, I kind of was feeling IBS since we both kind of identify with that, but you can let me know and I'll read it for you. And I can always send you the other ones through Discord if you want. Badger, come here. I know. Okay, so this is the book I'm reading from. It's called The Metaphysical Anatomy. It's a beautiful reference point. I think I may actually have to start like an Amazon, like an affiliate link, and start putting some of my tools in that so that people can be working along through it with me, because I love using this for like, gosh, I was talking to my one of my children, and she was talking about one of her friends, like he had broken something, and I gave her the book. I like opened it to the part of where that section, and she was like, yep, that fits for him. And I'm like, I know. It really does. Mind, body, soul is all interconnected. So I'm going to read for irritable bowel syndrome. Like I say, since that's something I personally have endured my whole life. So emotions. You have felt suppressed in everything you've tried to accomplish. Influential people did not give you the support and validation you needed in order to safely express yourself. You feel, and actually, Irenia, tell me if you're in so I know or not, because I know I took a minute. Okay. Well, I'm gonna start, like I say, I'm gonna read on IBS and then hopefully. Okay, so emotions. You have felt suppressed in everything you've tried to accomplish. Influential people did not give you the support and validation you needed in order to safely express yourself. You feel held back as you do not know if you have permission to venture outside of the family values and belief system. You may be holding on to all your negative experiences in life. This may be the result of a childhood where influential people never had enough time or patience to listen and acknowledge you. You are holding on to what you want to say just in case you have an opportunity to express it one day. You may have experienced a childhood where you had to learn how to cope and fend for yourself. This may have caused you to feel utterly unsupported, unloved, worthless, or lonely. Baby boy, you are getting yourself wrapped up. There is no one to reach out to. You are afraid of what life You are afraid of what life has in store for you or what will happen next. You are desperate to be in control of everything as it gives you the illusion of feeling safe among mental I'm so tired of ass clowns, because that's what that is. That's tomfoolery on that part. You are desperate to be in control of everything as it gives you the illusion of feeling safe among mental and emotional chaos. You stepped away from your own goals as you feel, what's the use? It's all too hard. You are isolating yourself, which causes you to feel anxious and depressed. Humans have a natural instinct to always be close to one another. It's a survival instinct that has served for many thousands of years. You may have been thrown into the deep end. This left you with a sense that you'll never survive or cope in these circumstances, and there is no way out. You feel unsettled and unsafe in your life. This condition starts when a person feels suppressed, attacked, or poisoned by circumstances and the influential people around them. So there are other subsections that has for various associations with that, whether it's too loose or too constipated, but also has more emotions to dive into, and we can discuss all of that. If anyone wants to discuss about an ailment, I have the metaphysical anatomy, and this goes over the emotions that your body is holding on to with the ailment. That dis-ease is within our body, and our body's holding on to it. So if you want to start healing your body, you have to heal your emotions that are associated with it. So yes, that's a beautiful reference material I brought out. Let me untangle my dog for a minute, because he is all wrapped up now, especially with the super noisy truck. So let me get that, and then probably have to wash my hands really quick, and then we'll hop into the next thing. Let me get him untangled first, though. What are you doing, boy? What are you doing? You got yourself all wrapped up, huh? Okay, I know. Hold on. I know. Hold on. Handsome. Okay. Watch out, my lord. Excuse me. Okay. Do you want me to read any more on that? Damn it, Badger. I love you, but you are... If you want, I can send you more on that on Discord, or if you want, I can read more on that, or more on another ailment. I'm going to ring the sound bowl. I'm lighting an incense so that the bugs don't completely eat me alive, because they have been. I know I got a sweet ass, but I don't want the bugs eating me alive. Okay. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Yeah, so since I worked in the medical field, when I started realizing you have to heal and I am a high priestess, I'm a spiritual queen, so it's healing our body and our soul and our mind. The other part of it, like my IBS, yes, that came from family patterning. And the last guy I was dating, and I realized, because I worked really hard to clean up my IBS. Like, I cut out so much stress. I cut out so many of those people that, were helping perpetuate that. And with him, when I caught myself, falling back into those tragic eating habits, because I realized, our body is the cage which within our mind holds us. So when we're trapped in our mind, our body, we cage it by overeating, overindulging. And for me, because there were very few things I could control about my life. I could control my hair, barely. I wasn't even allowed to start dyeing my hair until after I turned 18 and moved out of my mama's house, truly. Because that caused so much. But I could only control my hair, my tattoos, and what I put in my mouth. So when, in eating, especially when we eat sugary, shitty stuff, it's like that dopamine fix. It's that feel good. Plus, when we eat, like when we overeat, I also realized this because I endured a lot of sexual abuse. And it was like, if you were heavy, people wouldn't want to hit on you. It was like a protection coping mechanism. So not only did you feel good because you ate sugary shit, but then if you were overweight, people didn't want to bother you. People don't want to sexually assault you if you're not attractive. So it was coming to the realization that healing my body meant that I didn't have to overeat. I didn't have to cage myself. Like, I didn't have to be stuck in that memory loop. So pattern recognition too, like when I caught myself like I was trying to overeat so I wouldn't be a target with that dude and it was triggering my IBS, like then you start going, you know what, I would rather be healthy and alone than with a dude that makes me want to hurt myself by perpetuating unhealthy patterns. Yep. And when and it's funny because we can still slip very easily back into that pattern, but then once you catch it, you're like, oh shit. Like I say with that dude, when I was like, I am overeating to A, comfort myself, and B, like not be a target, because he was jealous and he was like wanting to compete, which doesn't even fit because he don't compare. He never compared, but he wanted to compete with me. Same with my mom, same with my ex-husband. Like they wanted to be beautiful like me, but they weren't. So then I had to hide myself behind the weight. So catching myself being like, you know what, I would rather be happily single and alone than with someone that makes me want to hide myself and overeat and be disgustingly thick. Because I showed you pictures, like I was not healthy. I was severely medicated. I was severely depressed. I was not good. So once I started releasing them, I released my body from that cage. So I know that was all like a bunch of chit chat about a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna ring the bowl again. So this is having to do with our sacral. And that has to do with our identity, our guilt, our shame, our religious dogma, our sexual organs. So this is clearing out for PCOS. This is clearing out that womb patterning. So I work, like, not only do I do tarot, I really do energy clearing. I do body healing. I do womb healing, PTSD. It's all shit that I work through with myself, with everyone else. So I don't just read tarot. If you guys ever want more than that, that's what I do. I actually do so much more than just tarot. So take a big breath in. Blow it out. Release all of that patterning that you're holding on to from other people. It sure does. It sure does. Which is why I do a little bit of everything. How much have you heard me talk about generational patterning? Talking about real life shit. Talking about health shit, body shit. It is all goes together. That's why I do what I do. Why I love what I love. That's why I've been where I've been. I have such a wide, varied experience of life to be able to help heal others, because we all need it. I think when I moved to the town that I moved to, and it's upsetting because I got ostracized within the spiritual community, within everyone here. It was like when I was talking to somebody and we were talking about my case, and they're like, well, you need a different level of care than everyone else. And since there were no spiritual healers here that could provide that level of care, I had to become that spiritual healer that provided that level of care. So I'm like your girl for the deep PTSD, generational curses, womb healing. It's me. it's you too. Like, I provide the space and you provide the healing for yourself within that space, because I've done it. I'm going through it. I do it myself. Any task or any practice I do with anyone is not something that I haven't done myself or am doing myself or be willing to do myself. Like, I don't put people through things that I don't do myself. Or I don't ask people to do things that I haven't done myself or I'm not willing to do myself. So, yeah. All right, how's that feeling? How are you guys feeling? Is this Badger? What the fuck, man? I guess there's one last walk I have to do. He's out shitting in the woods. Go, Badger! Problem is, I'm afraid he's gonna pick up something in the woods, like a tick or a bug or whatever. Of course, I shouldn't speak it because then it'll be it. Okay. Do you want me to read anything else on IBS or PCOS, or are you happy with that right there? If anybody else wants me to read something on an ailment, I would love to. I love to help educate. I love to help bring knowledge that I can. If there's anything you guys don't want to necessarily ask in the chat, but if you want to send me a Discord, my Discord's in there. It's SirenSong Lover, all lowercase. If you drop me a message and say, hey, here's an ailment I need to work on or look at, or the emotions attached to it, I would love to send it to you. It really is all about healing, because hurt people, healed people, heal people. So if you're healing and you can help heal someone else, please do it. Anywho. Okay. Let me go untangle the dog for a minute. See why it's so hard to keep me in this fucking chair? It's probably also why I worked well in the medical field, because I couldn't sit still for shit. Come on, baby. Come on, handsome. I know. Come on. Okay, hold on. Hold on, my love. Don't. Alright, please hold for a minute again. Ding dong dog. Hi, boy. Okay. Okay. Well, enjoy your rest. Okay. Enjoy your rest. Definitely add me on Discord. I'm probably, I don't know how much longer I'll be in for now. A little bit longer, because I got a little bit of battery left. But then I may come back later. We'll see. It just depends on how I feel. Like, it's been an emotional, well, it's been like a really hard few weeks. In the last 2 weeks, I've had prophetic dreams. I've had prophetic dreams almost every night for the last 2 weeks, and those always take it out of me. There's a lot of energy that goes into prophetic dreaming for me. So not only am I doing work here on the physical realm, I'm also doing a shit ton of astral world work. So not only am I clearing energy here, I'm also doing it while I'm sleeping all night. So we'll see. I may come back later, but yes, please add me on Discord. Please come back if you can. Like I say, I may come back later. It just depends on how I'm feeling. I may rest later. We'll see. Okay. I'm gonna see if there's a few more cards in here. I am Lara Joe, SirenSong lover. Should you wish to donate to my ministry, it is greatly appreciated. That's how I bring all these tools, all the knowledge, all the energy. That's how I bring it, is through donations, through booking a service. Should you ever wish to do Reiki, sound therapy, reads, anything like that, that can all be done through my website at SirenSonglover.in. Like I say, any donations that go are greatly helpful. Like, I'm needing it right now because I can't fucking feed myself or my ancestors. The Fool, we are starting off on a new adventure. We're going off on a different path. We're breaking away from that traditional norm and saying, you know what? I can't do it anymore here. Okay. Mother of Swords. So Queen of Swords, this is, we are using our sword to cut through anything that is not working the best for us. Where that comes in is the devil in reverse. So we are telling the devil, fuck off. And the devil being addictions or people, places, things that are not helping us grow to our final, like to our highest potential. So the devil is Capricorn energy. We are putting down those burdens, those family burdens, those addictions, those chains that no longer are serving us. Queen of Swords, we're doing it with logic, discernment, we're cutting it away. The Fool, we're saying, you know what, this doesn't work for me, I'm out. See you later. I'm out. There's a reason, Queen of Swords, we are known as the Widow Queen or the Divorce Queen, because we cut things off brutally. Four of Cups, you've been in that emotional lack, that instability. You've been left out in the cold, backstabbed, betrayed in your emotions. Judgment is coming. So again, heavy Libra energy, judgment. This is like, it's been imbalanced for too long. You've been in this pattern for too long. You got to let it go. We can't do it anymore. We can't play that way anymore. So judgment is saying, I will no longer do this because it's putting me in a detrimental state, position, feeling, period. It feels like there's a lot of federal traffic right now, if that makes sense. There's a lot of boys moving around. Page of Cups, we've been dealing with people that are emotionally immature. This is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, feminine potentially, or just that like teenager feminine, like mind game playing bullshit. We don't want to do it anymore. We can't keep doing it. It's not for us. Knight of Pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles, we are slowly building our foundation. We're methodical. We're plotting away. Little by little, we're plotting away. You got to keep moving so you build that Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles being the slowest moving energy, except it's also the most stable, grounded energy. King of Swords. I love that King of Swords. This is counterpart. So this is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, masculine, or your masculine, using that discernment to say, you know what, I'm cutting away anything that is not for me. Love that for us. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Three of Swords, betrayals, heartbreak, third parties. This is mind games, deception, no longer playing with those people that are creating that heartache. Even if it's yourself. Say, you know what, I will no longer play with people that play with me. That's something I work through daily. It don't matter how long I've known you, how much I love you. If you're causing heartbreak in my pain, heartbreak in my life, even if it's me, my own patterning, then I say, okay, see ya. Ace of Wands, we're bringing in that spark, that flame, that passionate new beginning. This is like, we're starting afresh after all of this. So let it go. Let it go. Okay. Seven of Swords. So sly fox, betrayals, deceptions. Yep. Mind games. No more. Too many options. Too many people playing. Death. Ending of the cycle. Can't do it. Can't play like this. Gotta go. So. Okay. I'm gonna switch decks really quick. I think we're just gonna go back into the True Emotional Oracle deck for a little bit. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be recording. There's a lot of movement right now around the moon. There's secrets, there's deceptions, betrayals. That's Piscean energy. Saying, you know, I can't play that way anymore. No more. No more. Okay, so love spells. Some of your problems may be from love spells, from people playing, like I say, deceptions, betrayal, heartbreak, people playing in your energy that aren't supposed to be. And needing to kick them out. So, love spells. Realize when people are trying to pull a fast one on you. Okay, that was a lot. Yeah, we'll go with it. Okay. Ooh. Funeral. So endings. This could be an ego death. It could be an. I've had that as well personally, where it's like, and I have visual representation of what I looked like the day my divorce became final and the day I stopped drinking. And for me, like, I have buried that woman so many times because I'm no longer that version of her. So sometimes we emotionally have to have endings for ourselves and say that that version of me no longer exists. Like, when I look at the version of me of who I was when I was living in that environment, I no longer exist. I'm not that woman. And when people try to hold me to that standard of who I used to be, and I'm like, I'm not her. I don't live that address anymore. I don't live in those same clothes that that woman used to live in. Like, I don't recognize who she is. And yeah, firestorm, karma, drama, endings, loss, mental breakdown. Okay, so we have to go through it. We have to go through it to heal it. So feelings, we have to heal it to feel it. I know it's uncomfortable, but we got to do it. Any addictions that we need to let go of. So this is talking about sex addictions, learning that sex is sacred and not to let it go to everyone, and then mirroring. Everything in your environment mirrors what you're feeling. So as within, so without. If you look in your environment, you're like, I don't like what's going on. Well, that's a mirror of your inside internal reflection. We need to let it go. Let's see. I'm getting a visitor very soon. Very soon. And I feel kind of anxious about this. Although I'm ready. Been ready. When they show up in my door, I'm going to be like, where the fuck are you? I've been waiting for you. I know it's coming really soon. It's just, I feel it building. I'm tired of waiting. I'm not a very patient woman. I try to be. That's part of my spiritual lesson recently is, not recently, but just my spiritual lesson is learning patience and not bumping heads. I bump heads with people I love, but if I didn't love them, I would not fight with them, because I do not sit and fight with anyone. I'd rather walk away. I'd rather tell a bitch off and walk away than ever bump heads with them. So, yeah. Okay, so Queen Bee, secure, confident, boss bitch, career focused, ghosted, off and on, hot and cold, detached. We cannot deal with that anymore, and there are secrets. This, well, and police station. Oh, Jesus! Hey! Nope. No. Bro. I may have to yell at the neighbor's dog. They let their dogs wander free, but then I'm always afraid their dog's going to attack my dog. And then their dog upsets my dog because their dogs go in my yard, which is whatever, but... Badger. Chill, man. Not happy. Love how I was talking about I'm gonna have a visitor soon, and then police station came out. Okay. Too late. Whatever they've been doing, it's too late. Too late to apologize. Too late to fix their mistakes. That's a conversation I had to have with somebody. I'm like, yeah, all this shit that everybody's been doing towards me, it's bigger than what I can fix. You guys should have stopped a long time ago when I told you to stop, because now it's too late. Like, people are going to be catching cases. We'll be having wish come true, wish fulfillment, happiness. And the ops are going to be having bad news. Bad news bears. I'm hungry, Badger. Under pressure, anxiety, decisions. Time's running out. Yes. Yes. Let's see. Badger, stop whining, please. Or you're going to go back in the house, my little love. Let's see. So, like, I'm annoyed because the U.S. Postal Service, they're messing with me. And I'm annoyed because, yes, I've been waiting for news, I've been waiting for visitors, I've been waiting for a lot of things, and it's being held up by circumstances outside my control, and my temper has run thin. Like, I've let this game play out for a really long time, and I'm ready. Okay, love message. Let's see. Hey, Badger. Okay. Spiritual gifts. Give me just a moment. Badger, come here. Let's go in the house before you get hurt. Before I get hurt, because I'm not breaking up a fight between you and the neighbor dog today. Come on. Go. I'm just stretching my back for a minute because I'm cramping up after sitting here for so long. Badger. I know. Alright. Take a sip of this. And more than a sip. Okay. Twin flames, Jezebel, reckless love, and sex. So that goes back to that love spell. Like, even if you are a twin flame, it's like a spirit came between you guys or got into them. Badger, stop whining. You're annoying Milo. You're annoying Mom. love to hate you. Ain't that the truth? Alright, well, stop whining. Okay. Legal matters. Divorce, property, criminal, paternity, child support, traffic ticket. Yep. Okay. Well, the haters will start catching themselves up in legal matters. And you are the queen bee. Secure, confident, boss bitch, career focused. Alright. Let's see. What else? I am Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. Should you wish to book a service that can be done through SirenSongLover.in, should you wish to support my ministry, which is greatly appreciated and needed, that can be done through Cash App at Siren, capital S, Song, capital S, Lover, capital L, Badger, Bro. Okay. Stop. If I'm gonna read these cards and then I'm gonna get out for a little bit. I may come back later. We'll see. I don't know. Okay, so fake news, either regarding pregnancy or DNA. This is gonna hurt your feelings. Spiritual chaos, ego death, downward spiral, spiritual awakening, massive regrets in regards to your past actions. Maybe you're getting news about DNA that you didn't want to, and you may have to pick up a side hustle. There's a psycho, crazy ex, obsessed, won't let go. Yeah, okay. Alright guys, I'm gonna hop out. I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. I hope you have a beautiful day. Like I say, I may come back later. I just need to hop out, recharge. My phone's about to die. I can't take the whining anymore. Anyway, so I hope you have a beautiful day. I may see you later. Take care. Bye.